Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I did purchase a Tru-cool transmission oil cooler from eBay. I will link this exact one in the description. The kit did include a thermal pass, which I will be installing, standard hose and rated for oil, fittings, and hose clamps. You will need some pipe cutters. So this is my 2000 GT. As you can see, the transmission lines are in here. This is the upper and the lower is down there. The lower says radiator. I don't think you can see it, but they are on the driver's side of the car next to the battery. I will be installing this transmission oil cooler in this general area. It's a large opening and it'll look the best there, so optimal cooling for the transmission, I guess. So this is the way I installed it. I took off the front support crash bar, I took off the bumper. I had seen it's much easier if you do it this way. You can do it with the bumper on, but it's a lot easier if you just take it right off, and it just makes the time a lot easier. Well, the way I did it, I did end up using these little brackets I didn't like. I ended up using three of these actually. One here, one on this side, and one to lift up this power steering cooler line here. So this power steering line cooler is in the way, so I ended up just taking off the bowl and adding a bracket there. As you can see here, I added a bracket and moved it up with the bracket itself, so this is lifted up. And then the cooler itself, it's not supported from the bottom, as it doesn't really move that much. It'll be fine. There's displays the supplied hardware here with the, and then I use a little spacer back here. I use a larger nut as a spacer, as you want it to be relatively straight. I did start connecting the hard line, the cooler lines back. I drilled a hole in here and a hole up here. Just be sure not to drill into your radiator, and you'll be fine. Yeah, pretty much it. Once it's installed, all I need to do is connect the lines, and it'll be set. You guys, it's the next day. You can see the transmission cooler has been installed. I'm going to show you the way I did it. Not everyone has to do it the same way, but this is the way I did it. As you can see here, I bypassed the radiator. Added some little caps there so it doesn't leak any more oil from there. And what I did was, here's a return and here's a feed line. What I did was I cut them both off. I grabbed some brake line fittings from AutoZone. These are 3/8 tubing, half inch inverted thread, and these came with the kit. These are the included caps on the kit, and you can see the hose they don't go anywhere. But yeah, that's basically it. Here's the bottom view, how it looks. It's simple. I bypass the radiator as it's really hot in Arizona, and I live in Texas and Arizona, so it's really hot in both of these states and humid, so there's no need for a thermal bypass. And the radiator wasn't gonna cut it, so I bypassed the radiator as well. And that's pretty much it. I also added a grommet. I think I showed you guys earlier, but I added a grommet where the line goes into the core. This is the fitting I used to connect the hard line from the transmission to the hoses coming from the cooler, included in the kit. So originally from factory, the transmission comes with hard lines that connects to the radiator, and these are those lines. So you can see this fitting is a 1/2 inch on a 5/16 tube. But the problem is this little spacer won't allow this to thread onto this. I was going to reuse this fitting, but noticing how there's less spacer, it will not thread onto that fitting. So this is this is not the actual one. This is just for demonstration. The ones that do work are part number BLF-14C-5. I believe these were $5 from AutoZone. I did rent a flare tool, which I was able to make this exact same flare onto the cut piece, and what I did was I inserted this 1/2 inch thread into the other pipe where I cut, and I was able to make the flare onto that, and that the whole idea was to have that connect to this and create a more permanent fixture versus a leaky one.